Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Aditya. Good morning, Sunena ma'am. Good morning, all others. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, after a minute, we'll start with the lecture. Yesterday, we have done this theorem. Ushan is asking, sir, what we have done in last classes. Mira, all the videos have been sent to you on WhatsApp by homework. So, you can see the videos and you can check out. Okay, what we have done means we have done circles till 10.4. We are on 10.5. See, yesterday we have done this theorem that angle subtended by arc at the center, this is double of the angle subtended on remaining part of the circle. So if angle is subtended by arc at the center, then the center angle will always be double of the angle subtended by same arc on the circle. Means center angle will be double of the angle made on the circle. So this we have done yesterday. So let me give you some more examples on this. Right. Yesterday we have done first of the theorem 1 on this exercise. Now second. Now right. One more theorem. Angle in semicircle is 90 degree. So angle in a semicircle is 90 degree. Now we are not going to prove any theorem. Dhruv, you can take the screenshot if you have not written this theorem. Just be quick. Now, as today we have written that angle in semicircle is 90 degree. So let me make here a circle. With the line passing through the center, it means it's a diameter. As you all know that As you all know that this is a diameter, and diameter is dividing a circle into two equal halves. So this is also a semicircle, means let me take a point here. ACB is a semicircle and ADB is also a semicircle. So this arc, semicircle, is also an arc. So ACB, this is an arc, and this is also known as semicircle. And ADB, this is also an arc, and this is also known as semicircle. Clear? Now see this. If I make angle in a semicircle from the end of the diameter, from the ends of the diameter, if I'll draw a circle, and if I'll draw an angle on the semicircle, see this, this angle will be of 90 degree, and it is fixed. Just keep this in mind. It will help us to solve some of the questions in the exercise. If I'll draw more angles, it will also be 90 degree. So if I'll draw any angle in this semicircle, all will be 90 degree each. Keep this theorem in your mind, and you can draw the figure as well, so that you'll be able to understand. So these all angles are 90 each. Let me draw more. Now why it is 90 each? Let me explain you that. This is 90 each because we have used this theorem here. Angle subtended by the arc at the center is double of the angle subtended on the circle. Now look here, this is an arc. See it carefully. This is an arc here, ADB. Yes, ADB is an arc. Now ADB is making angle at the center. See this, ADB is making angle at the center, that is a straight angle, 180 degree. So Gunveer is asking, sir, if we will draw any angle on arc ADB, then it will be 90. Yes, Gunveer, this ADB is also semicircle. If we will draw here also, this will make only 90. Okay. Now look here what I am trying to explain, how they all are 90 degree each. See, ADB arc is making angle at the center, and this center angle is how much? 180 degree, because it is a straight line. So AOB is a straight line, that's why it is 180 degree. Now angle at the center is double of angle on the circle. Now ADB arc is making angle on the circle. See this, let it be AEB, ACB, AFB and AGB. So these all angles are 90 each because they all are half of the center angle. And all angles are made by this arc only, ADB. See this, these A and B are the endpoints. From AB only we have drawn all the angles. Fine. So this center angle is double of the angle on the circle. So center angle is double of the angle on the circle. The center angle is double of the angle on the circle. In this way, we can prove that angle in semicircle is 90 degree each. Clear? Now, no proving required for this. That's it. Then next, one more theorem. From this, no, from here, you can conclude one more theorem, right? Angles in a semicircle, sorry, angles in same segment, angles in same segment are equal. How this is possible? Now, as you all know that what is segment, let's concentrate on segment now. I am making a circle. After making a circle, I am just making a chord to represent segments. So AB is a chord, and at down of AB we have minor segment, and in this side we have major segment. Yes, this side is minor major segment, and this is, see this is major segment and this is minor segment. So how? Look here, I am making some angles on the circle. It is written, no, angles in same segment are equal. So I am making some angles in this segment, major segment I am talking about. Yes, Vineet, it applies in both the segment, major also, minor also. So one of the angle I have made with the help of AB. Now with the help of AB again, I am making one more angle. And with the help of AB, I am making one more angle. Now with the help of AB, I am making one more angle. So many angles I have made. Harinder sir checked and removed. Okay. So these all angles, if you will see just from your eyes, just try to visualize that these all gaps are same. Yes, I am not measuring it. Still, you will be able to feel that the gap is same and the angles are equal. So these all angle, let me say angle 1, 2, 3, 4, all will be equal to each other in this case. Now there are two things. The angle is made by the same line. See this? This is an arc. This is an arc AB, and this same point A and B is making angle on the circle. And one more thing, the angle should be on the circle. See this? Angle should not be like this in center. Okay, this angle is not going to apply in this theorem. So angle should be lying on the circle. Clear? So these 1, 2, 3, 4 all are angles which are touching the circle, the boundary of the circle. So that's why angles subtended by the same arc are all equal in the same segment. I hope it is clear. So this is major segment. If you will draw angles from the same points on the circle, if you will draw angles in same segment, then all angles will be equal to each other. Now let us apply the same on the other side. Means let us take the minor segment also. Here also these angles will be equal to each other. Now let it be angle 5 and let it be angle 6. So angle 5 and angle 6 will also be equal because they are the angles in minor segment and they are the angles in major segment and they are the angles in minor segment. Now one more thing, angles in minor segment will be bigger than angles in major segment. This angle in minor segment are bigger than angle in major segment. This is just a conclusion that you can draw. Okay, so these are angles in major segments. You can note it down for your understanding. These are the angles in minor segments. And they will be equal to each other. So this theorem is done. After this, the next. If you have any confusion related to this, you can ask. Otherwise, these all are interesting and easy theorems which we have to apply in the next exercise. So this is one of the most important theorem which we have proved also. And after that, no proving is required. Just you have to remember these theorems. Angles in semicircle are always 90. Angles in same segment are always equal. That's it. Now the fourth one, right? Two more theorems to go. In fourth theorem, just write, this is a theorem based on cyclic quadrilateral, which is again an important theorem. Yes, Adityaman, which theorem I should explain one more time? Angle in same segment. It is like this. See this, first of all. What is this? Can you tell me which segment is this? Above AB, which segment is this? Major. So, and which is the line which is dividing the segments, which is dividing the circle into two segments? Which line is dividing? Chord is dividing. Okay, then the chord is AB. Fine. Now, one more thing, try to understand it carefully. I am going to change a little for the better understanding of this theorem. I am removing the chord. You are focusing on chord? No, I am removing it. Chord is removed. Now, I am talking about only 2 points, A and B. Now, we know that above AB we have major segment and below AB, A and B points, we have minor segment. Yes? Fine. So, without the line also, we have to consider that above AB we have major and below AB we have minor. So, AB is an arc. Now, right now I am considering AB at arc as an arc. Now, from A and B, I am making the angle. See this? From A and from B only, I have to make one angle. I have made fourth angle. Then the same way I have made third angle. And the same way second, and the same way in the same way first. Now, all these angles will be equal to each other. And this we have proved. See, the measurement of these angles we don't know, but they will be equal to each other. This we know only. Okay, and this kind of this we have proved here also. See this? Here we have proved that these all are 90 and these all are angles in same segment. Suppose ACB means this is one of the segment. So here all angles are same and they are 90 because they are making in a semicircle. So angles in semicircle is 90 and say these all are equal and they are in the same segment. This is proved here only. So, but here measurement we don't know, but we know that all the angles are equal. And in minor segment also 5 and 6 are equal. So if one arc is subtending angle on the circle, then those angles will be equal to each other if they are in the same segment. That's it. After this, cyclic quadrilateral. What is cyclic quadrilateral all about? This is cyclic quadrilateral. This is what cyclic quadrilateral. If, first of all, let us write about cyclic quadrilateral. Write on this quadrilateral. A quadrilateral can be called as cyclic. A quadrilateral can be called as cyclic if the vertices lie on circle. If the vertices lies on circle. Clear? Yeah, a quadrilateral can be called as cyclic. You can call any quadrilateral a cyclic if the vertices lie on circle. Okay, so A, B, C, D are the four vertices which are lying on the circle, and that's why A, B, C, D can be recognized here as a cyclic quadrilateral. You can write here A, B, C, D in the figure is cyclic quadrilateral. Now, let us talk about the theorem. Okay, so this is not a theorem, this is just a definition we have written. So I'm just, now let me write the fourth theorem based on this. Bhushan, what are you asking? What is this? Can be AC or BD? What is are these points A, B, C, and D? All the 4 points, all the 4 corners of quadrilateral should lie on the circle. That's it. So theorem. Now first theorem based on this is in cyclic quadrilateral. This is a property you can say. In cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles make sum of 180 degree. In cycling quadrilateral, opposite angles make sum of 180 degree. Means angle A plus angle C. So we can say that angle A plus angle C will make 180 degree. And angle B plus angle D will make 180 degree. That's it. Now fifth, the converse of this. If in a quadrilateral, one pair of opposite angles, makes sum of 180 degree, then it is a cyclic quadrilateral. If in a quadrilateral, one pair of opposite angles makes sum of 180 degree, it means it is a cyclic quadrilateral. That's it. If any pair of opposite angles makes 180 degree, it means it can be recognized as a cyclic quadrilateral, any quadrilateral. Okay. Now just wait a little. Now after this, we'll start with the exercise. Just note it down. Done? Clear? Have you written this? Okay. Starting with the exercise now. Take out NCERT exercise 10.5. All the theorems are done and we have discussed this. On a new page, put today's date. Exercise 10.5, the last exercise of the chapter. So let me print the question here. Just wait. Now solution 1. Harshita's video is paused and she is looking like she is sleeping. Do not sleep and be active in the class. Okay, so 10.5 exercise question number 1. A, B, C are 3 points on the circle with center O. So A, B, C are 3 points. Are 3 points on the circle with center O, and the question is very easy. Just see this angle BOC and AOB are given 30 and 60, and we have to find this angle ADC. Anyone who can tell me which theorem we have to use? These two angles are given and we have to calculate this angle. Today, yesterday, both the days we have discussed. Yeah, means first theorem which we have discussed today, that is degree measure theorem. The angle subtended by, see this now, angle subtended by AC. Now which arc is making this angle? Angles is subtended by the arc AC at the center, means this, the total is 90 degree, 60 plus 30, 90, and the same arc is making angle on the circle. Yes, so this center angle will be double of angle on the circle. So as the question is easy, let us write what is given. Angle AOB is given 60. degree, and angle BOC is given 30 degrees. So in this way we can say that what is AOC? That will be 60 plus 30, that is 90 degree. Okay, then by degree measure theorem, angle subtended at the center, means AOC, will be double of the angle subtended on the circle. Means the center angle AOC will be double of ADC. AOC we know 90, and we can find ADC in this case. So ADC is 90 by 2. So angle ADC is 45 degree. Note it down, be quick. We have to do some of the questions today, as only few minutes are left, 9 minutes. Today is Wednesday, means we have 2 more days, Thursday and Friday. Means by Friday this chapter will get complete. After this, the next question. So here is question number 2. A chord of a circle is equal to the radius of the circle. A chord of a circle is equal to the radius of the circle. Find the angle subtended by the chord at the point on the minor arc and also at a point on the major arc. Fine. So let us draw a circle. Let us take the center. Let it be the center O. And after that, we have to draw a chord which is equal to the radius. Okay, I am considering here a chord and make the radius also. So what is given? Chord is equals to radius. So therefore AB, which we have drawn as chord, will be equal to the radii of the circle, that is AO and OB. Yes, so chord is equals to the radii of the circle. Therefore triangle AOB is equilateral triangle. So this we conclude with the first line. So I have only seen the first line, and with the help of first line, I was able to make the circle and the chord and the two radii I have made. Two radii I have made just as it is required in this question to prove further, means to find further things. So AOB is an equilateral triangle with this, we can say, because all the sides are equal. Fine. Now see, find the angle subtended by the chord at a point on a minor arc. Now which is minor arc? This is minor arc, AB. Okay, so let us take a point here, let it be D. And we have to take a point on the major arc. So let me take a point on a major arc, let it be point E. Yes, we have to make this figure as it is not given in the question, Sahib. Now we have to make angles on major arc and minor arc from A and B. So from AB, I am making an angle on major arc first. Fine. And then again, try to understand the figure how I have made. Let me zoom it for you to see the figure. So you have to make an angle this side in this way. So let this angle be angle 1. Let this angle be angle 2. Okay, and these two angles only we have to find out. Means we have to find out the angle on the minor arc and the angle on the major arc. So 1 and 2, let us find. And before finding 1 and 2, so you can write, let us write that what is this center angle? The center angle will be 60 degree. Therefore, angle AOB is 60 because it is equilateral triangle that we have proved. That's why we have proved equilateral triangle, because nothing is given in the question. So with the help of this equilateral triangle, we will be able to get this angle that is 60 degree. If this is 60, then angle 2 will be half. Yes or no? Yes. So we can write that angle AOB is double of angle AEB by applying degree measure theorem. So AOB is 60 and AEB we don't know. So angle AEB is equal to 60 by 2, that is 30 degree. So angle AEB is 30 degree. So AEB means whatever this angle 2. If you want to write this angle 1 and 2, you can write, otherwise your choice. The way you want to attempt, you can attempt. So this angle 2 we have calculated, that is 30 degree. Now see, this angle 1 and angle 2 will make sum of 180 degree. Can anyone tell me the reason why angle 1 and angle 2 will make 180 degree? Sandali? Yes, Sandali, why angle 1 and angle 2 will make a sum of 180 degree? You can look at the figure. I can zoom it for you. Why they will make a sum of 180? Yeah. Just see the theorems which we have done today. Read them out once. Some of the students have written the answer in the chat section.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, angle.
Yeah, angle 2 and this angle 1. This means E and D I am talking about.
I don't know, sir.
Why you don't know? Today only we have done that. It means you're not attentive and you're not asking when you are having a doubt.
Sir, if means the angle suspended on an arc.
Suspended or subtended?
Subtended on an arc is double.
No, that is not required here. I am asking why they are making 180 degree. See this. I'm showing you on the figure on the screen. I'm showing you this. You can read it out. Today only we have written this. What it is written? In a cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles make sum of 180 degree.
Yes, sir.
So it is written. This is an cyclic quadrilateral. This is a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD. Here opposite angles will make sum of 180 degree. Okay. Quadrilateral is represented by 4 sides. And here also we have 4 sides. See this?
Sir, but it is not cyclic
See this? See this? A, E, D, B. A, E, D, B. 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. And all the vertices are on the circle. E, B, D, and A are on the circle. So this is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, just you need to see it carefully. It is a cyclic. Fine. So, okay, this question is just over. In place of 2, we can write 30 degree. And the lecture is also over. And rest we'll do tomorrow. Those who have not written, they can take a screenshot because time's up.